having a nice Saturday.
Hello, nice Saturday.
Yeah, welcome to the 5th episode of Weekend Gaming. I'm your host, Erika Byakko, and this is a talk show where I have on different guests every week and we talk about games and everything gaming. And my guest today is a very smart unicorn VTuber, Laphi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Laphi. I am a unicorn VTuber from Germany, from VTuber agency Leitmotiv. I'm very happy to be here. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Laphi is very sweet, everyone. I hope you're going to have a great time with us today.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Erika.
Yeah, of course. We're just here to chat and have fun as usual. And do you just want to dive into it? Just want to start?
Yes. Come at me.
Yeah, so what I like to do on this talk show is that I like to start at the very beginning when it comes to talking about gaming and stuff. So, what was the first video game that you ever played? It can be the first one you remember playing, and you can also answer more than one if you want to.
I actually remember very clearly, and it's a game that we're gonna hear a lot about today, I think. It's Kingdom Hearts 1 for the PS2.
Oh, Kingdom
First
Hearts.
one.
Yeah, I know you like the series.
Prepared! Yeah, oh, that's my son, Sora. Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts. I was young. I was in a video game store with my mom, and she looked at the game and she was like, oh, that's a Disney game. That's nice for my 5-year-old daughter.
Ah.
And then it turned out there was like fighting and darkness and everything, but it was still fun.
You know, it's nice when non-gamer parents are like, oh, the art in this game looks very cozy, very nice, very wholesome, and then it's like, was this really that what it was?
Yeah. Oh, Doki Doki Literature Club. That looks so cute. Let's buy it for my child.
Oh, that would be way more cursed than Kingdom Hearts. So I feel like, yeah, at least it wasn't that level, but. Are your parents gamers then, or are you just like buying games for you when you were younger?
She wasn't a gamer. Like, my mom wasn't a gamer, but she actually played the game with me because I was too scared. Yeah, and then at some point, she also started playing Pokemon with me.
Oh.
And
really
then
cute.
she played other games, but no, she's just a mobile gamer.
Mobile.
She turned into a gacha gamer.
A gacha gamer. Oh, that's like
Yeah.
one of the maybe more dangerous parts of gaming, though. And it can be.
No comment.
No comment on that. It's that's really nice. But then if we're going to be hearing more about this, then I'm guessing maybe when it comes to the second question, what was your favorite childhood game or game series? Was that also Kingdom Hearts? Or was it something else?
It's Kingdom Hearts. It's also Kingdom Hearts. So something about me, I'm like huge Kingdom Hearts fan. Everything is Kingdom Hearts. It's my life. I don't have a normal relationship with these games. I have an obsessive relationship. Like, it's my boyfriend and I keep it in the basement.
Your boyfriend?
And I cry. Yes, Kingdom Hearts my like, legit, when I waited for the newest game, Kingdom Hearts 3, to come out, it's like I had a crush for 5 years while I was waiting for it. I was thinking about nothing else.
What do you like about the series, though? Why is it your favorite?
I think it's partly nostalgia. Like, I don't know how much you know about it, but it has a really complex story and people always make fun of it for being super confusing.
That's basically what I know about it.
Yeah. And that's true. And I think Kingdom Hearts fans are also the biggest haters. Like, I don't think it has a super good story or anything, but it's just, it's just me. It's just mine.
That's lovely about, like, I think it's like some of my childhood games, like, definitely have like the same relationship with them. Like, since you played them when you were so young, and like some things you don't even want to replay because you want to like keep that old magic alive. Like, the memories are so good that they just like live with you forever.
Yeah, and then if you do replay it, maybe it's not as good anymore as it used to be, and then you're sad.
Did you replay the first one then?
Oh yeah, I did. I mean, it's still fun, but it's a bit clunky. It didn't age that well, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's also unfortunately, like, some games did age really well, and then we have others that especially like when we're getting used to like the modern game graphics, something can be really tough. Like definitely for me, like the original Ratchet and Clank trilogy on like PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah.
That one, like, I love those games so much, but I don't know if I would want to replay them on the PlayStation 2. A remaster though, I would love a remaster.
Oh yeah, they remastered it, right? I didn't play them.
No, they
but
haven't
kind of
remastered
expire,
them.
right?
But would you like a Kingdom Hearts 1 remaster to play it again?
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, like they don't even like. I feel like sometimes it would be nice if they just remastered game. They don't even have to like entirely remake them or change anything or like do that. But just like upping the graphics a little bit so they look better on newer platforms.
Oh, they actually did remaster Kingdom Hearts 2 one like a few times. But the original graphics, yeah, like it came out on. Okay, I have the games on PS2, PS3, PS4, PC, and Switch.
That's some dedication. I love that dedication. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's more about the controls and everything, I think, which are a bit outdated, and the combat system.
Yeah, true. And then we have, let me see. But you know, when we play games when we're younger, you don't always play by yourself. Or some people do though. But do you have any go-to games for sibling, family, or even rivalry with your friends?
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games.
This is what I don't hear someone talk about that often.
More precisely, the figure skating one, the ice figure skating.
Yeah, I haven't played it myself, but I've seen it, and that looks so much fun.
It is, and it was so much fun just competing for the best score. Like, we had a Wii at my school, at elementary school, and all of the children would just come together, and we would keep trying to have the best score and stuff. It was so much fun.
That sounds amazing. Was it like, were like the teachers setting it up, or was it just like the students playing?
We had like a how do you call it, counselor who took care of us and guided us, and he would play with us. Yeah.
Oh, you know, that's really cozy, and you know, gotta love when there's like gaming at school. I wish we had that at my school. You know, that sounds
it
like
was after school activity.
It was
It's not like
you
we
know,
were just chilling in class, but yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah. Do you like any of the other games, like game modes on there, or was it like specifically the skating that you guys
all
played?
of them. You said you didn't play it, right?
Yeah, I know. I've seen some. I know there's like multiple sports usually you can try in those games.
Yeah, they have like dream sports, which are basically just very exaggerated sports. For example, for Mario Galaxy,
or like
and
with
everything.
fantasy elements and stuff.
Yeah, the stages are different, and those are really fun, especially because they have references for Mario and Sonic games.
Yeah.
Really good game. I miss it.
Do you have
13 years.
Yeah, do you have a favorite character then to play? Like, I know they have like multiple playable characters usually.
Silver.
Nice.
Silver.
Nice.
I don't know why he's cute. I'm not a furry, you know, but like he's cute.
You do have a very fluffy tail, but I will say I shouldn't say anything because I have a tail and an ear. So
do you like the fluffy tail?
It's very fluffy. It looks very huggable, you know. Looks like it would make a nice pillow.
It is.
Yes, lovely tail pillow.
Where's your tail?
Oh, my tail is like down on the chair, you know. I can do the tail wiggle, but it's a tiny tail.
It's so cute.
It's a little tiger tail, you know. Tigers. You don't always think about tigers and then think about the tail, you know. it's more the tiger stripes and then the ears and stuff.
Yeah, I love your tiger stripes.
Thank you. And then I also have one. You know, when it comes to games, is there any games or any like singular game that has like your favorite story, or a game whose story you really enjoyed if you don't have like a specific favorite?
Oh god, that's hard. There's a lot. So I mainly play JRPGs, and the most important thing for me in a game is the story.
Yeah. But you can just like say one you enjoy if you like, even if you have a lot of favorites.
I think my favorite at the moment is probably a Persona 5 Royal.
Persona 5. Yeah, that one, I feel like a lot of people do mention that one, Persona, when it comes to the stories and stuff.
Yeah, especially with Royal. Yeah. Like, the original Persona 5 was already good, but Royal added a new semester at the end of the game. And when I played that, I cried a lot. When I cry in a video game, it's always a really good sign.
Yeah. Mm. What was it that you liked about the story? Was it like good character development, or was it like romance or
Yeah,
action?
I think
or...
it had everything. It had everything. It had like the action and the amazing characters, amazing voice acting, and amazing character development, and then just also the tragic aspects and everything. And it just mixed so well. And especially because the game is so long. Like a lot of times you have a good story, right? But the games are kind of short, so it might feel a bit rushed. But Persona 5 took so much time just fleshing everything out. It was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, you know, that sounds really nice. You gotta love it when you get like those kind of longer games that really takes time to work on making the story and making like an entire experience, because that's really what it is, right? When you have like a really well put together story, it becomes like a real experience that you can like dive deep into.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you put the game down afterwards and you just feel empty, like a friend just left you or something, then you know they did the job right.
And you instantly feel like you want more, and you're, even though the game is really long, you're like sad, like where's my entirely new game that I need like in half an hour after playing this.
Exactly.
At least, you know, this is the Persona series. There's already 5 games in this. I would say there's like a definite possibility that there might be more Persona games in the future. So.
Oh yeah, they also like milking the current one. I think there's like 5 or 7 or something Persona 5 games by now.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of versions and spin-offs and stuff, and like the game characters appearing in other franchises. So there's definitely a lot of like Persona out there for people to love.
Yeah, the sad thing is just that my favorite character, he doesn't appear in the spin-offs.
Who's your favorite character then?
You know, Akechi Goro. He's like the detective, and I love him very much, but there's some circumstances due to which he doesn't appear in most of the spin-offs.
Okay. If that's a spoiler, you probably shouldn't dive into it. Also, Chad is trying to help us manifest Persona 6.
Persona 6 soon,
thank you, Chad. Really appreciate that. There's so many games where we could like just manifest sequels out of thin air. Like, I think some game series more than others, there's more likelihood that we are like might get a sequel, or not necessarily continuing this story, but at least like new stories in the same universe. And I feel like Persona is definitely a series where I can see them making.
Yeah, especially with how mainstream or like popular it has become in recent years.
Yeah, it's really like it wasn't really like Persona 5 that like helped like make it more mainstream, help popularize it. Because
it was like yeah.
I was going to say, like, I feel like before Persona 5, I didn't really hear a lot about the Persona games, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, like I think Persona 3 kind of made the West aware of its existence. Then Persona 4 was really popular, but it was kind of on a niche console at some point, like when they ported it to Vita and no one has a Vita.
Yeah.
But then Persona 5 just came and slammed. It was everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah, you gotta love that when that happens. Yeah. And when it comes to you know like fun gaming memories, do you have a significant gaming memory? For example, something game related from your childhood that you still remember years later, or it can be more recent if you have something more significant you want to talk about.
Yeah, I have something recent. To be precise, it was 2019.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty recent.
Yeah, it was after years of waiting for a certain game to release. And then I had that game in my hands 3 days before release, because GameStop apparently they had it early. And I put the disc into the PS4 and I booted it up. And then the screen said Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
I cried so hard, I'm not joking.
Yeah, you did say that Kingdom Hearts is your favorite.
Yeah. Like, I have pictures of myself just like crying as if someone with my family just passed away or something, but I was just so happy. It was happy tears. They were everywhere.
You know, gotta love that. And especially since you got it early. Wow.
Yeah. I was supposed to go to like the movies with my friends that evening, but I canceled.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Very insensible. Did you like play everything in one go and like not exist for the outside world until you finished it?
Yeah. Like I think I was just gone from the world for 3 days until I finished it. Yeah.
Did you immediately replay it afterwards, or did you...
Yes.
I kind of figured. You know, that's when you know you really love a game, is so like when you can just like keep on replaying it.
Yeah.
When it comes to gaming memories, we don't always like have just good gaming memories. Do you have a tragic gaming memory that you want to share? It can be something silly or something sad.
I think, oh god, do you know like those R4 cards for DS?
I'm not sure actually.
They're like, okay, they're basically emulation. I was really young,
those,
okay? I was really young. So basically back then, I had a lot of my games and Pokemon games and stuff all on that R4 card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I played a lot of Pokemon as a kid, right? I had like, and those Pokemon meant a lot to me. They were like my family. I was like, I don't know, 8 years old, 9 years old, and I loved those Pokemon a lot. And I had a playthrough of Pokemon Platinum on that card. And I was so proud of those Pokemon. I spent so much time with that game.
Yeah.
And one day, I booted up the card, and the file was corrupted, and my Pokemon were gone.
Oh no! Oh god! And you never got them back?
No, and I remember just crying in my room, and my mom was like, Laphi, get over it. I'm like, no, they were my family.
Yeah, that's like, this is the downside with us being allowed to give nicknames to Pokemon in games.
You're
You get
right.
attached. You really do.
Yeah, that was really tragic. That really affected me.
Was it
since
like?
then,
Yeah.
I don't emulate anymore.
Yeah, at least I think for games like that, where like for like where you actually keep stuff and you want to get back to stuff later, it's like better probably to go on the safe side and use the real games you won't lose it. I mean, there's probably still cases of like people having like game cartridges and stuff that like just glitches out, but pretty secure. Did you play Platinum later, or was that like your Platinum experience Pokemon?
Oh no, it's my favorite Pokemon game. I played it a lot later too.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you probably like somewhere maybe have some Pokemon Platinum Pokemon that are alive in a game console somewhere.
Yeah, they're alive, but those are forever lost in the depths of corrupted files.
So Pokemon Platinum is your favorite. I don't think I hear people mention Gen 4 as a favorite. What is it that you really like about it?
I think it's honestly a lot of nostalgia in my case because Diamond was my first Pokemon game, and Platinum is basically just a good version of a Diamond, right?
Yeah, it really like you brought a lot of stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think objectively, Gen 5 is probably better, but it just has a special place in my heart.
I feel like when it comes to Pokemon favorites, we should just like throw all like objective stuff out the window and just go whatever you like best. And I feel like there's definitely like strengths and weaknesses, so like objectively to like all the different entries in the Pokemon series, but whatever is your favorite should definitely be the one you like love the most.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people it's the first ones they played because a lot of people I talk to say Gen 3. And I'm probably gonna make myself unpopular with this statement, but I don't really like Gen 3.
That might be a little bit of a hot take, but we love those.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What is it you don't like about Gen 3 then? It's just like didn't care for it, or
I'm very indifferent towards it.
I will say there's definitely one of the gens that has like a lot of water and a lot of like water traversal, which sometimes can be more time consuming, I will admit, even though I love like that, like I love all the Pokemon gens, but there's definitely things I think people might not like about it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was specifically the water. It just didn't stand out to me as much. Maybe I should replay it though, because it's been a while. I think the last time I played it was in 2014 when the remakes released.
Yeah, I was about to ask, did you play the remakes?
Yeah, I did.
I think I don't know if that was the one, but I think like it was like a gaming like reviewer site. It was like I think it was that like the remakes that gave them like. Yeah, like 7 out of 10 or 5 out of 10 too much water. And
yeah.
you gotta love it. But I think actually it might be like the Pokemon gen that had the most water because they had so much water traversal areas, and they also had like the diving mechanic. And I kind of think it's like interesting that I haven't really brought back the diving mechanic after that one.
Yeah, I think it was in Gen 5, but
oh, was it? Yeah, I don't even remember.
I think so. It's been so long, I don't know. Oh, but I did like that you can fly on Latios and Latios in the remakes. That was really
Oh,
cool.
yeah. You know, they add some cute stuff sometimes. And
Yeah.
you gotta like that. That's what I like about, like, Pokemon actually remaking the games. We did get the Diamond and Pearl. I don't know. Do we even call those remakes?
No.
Kinda chibification?
It was terrible.
Yeah, that's kind of probably one of the more disappointing Pokemon games I have played. I played like the Pokemon Diamond remake, and yeah, I don't know. If I have to like rank the Pokemon games, that would probably be the bottom one for me.
Yeah, it was pretty tragic. They didn't even bother to remake Platinum.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest disappointment for a lot of people. Worried that, I mean, if they were going to make the remakes, of course, probably they would like make 2 different versions, since they usually like doing that. But Pokemon Platinum was definitely the strongest one out of Gen 4 because it added like so much good stuff, and also like the end game stuff, like with Giratina, who is like the Pokemon on the cover and everything.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. It's just the straight up cash grab. I remember I was so excited. I was watching I think it was Pokemon Presents, because everyone was speculating.
Announcement and stuff?
They were speculating. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a remake. Maybe it was Ema already announced. I don't remember. But I was watching. I was so excited, and then I saw the graphics. I was like, okay, it's just graphics. That's okay.
Yeah.
Then they announced it's a 1-to-1 remake. I was like, goodbye, dream.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
There is no Diamond and Pearl remake. Is that where you're going, chat? Just no remake exists.
I agree, chat. Thank you.
Yeah. And when it comes to, you know, when it comes to the way we talk about gaming and like stuff, there's also like a really interesting aspect of gaming I like to ask about is, do you prefer slow and steady progress when you game, or rushing through the main story?
That's a really good question. I think that's always a big problem for me, because, you know, I'm an adult. I don't have that much time anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like, I feel bad when I rush. But if I don't rush and the story gets really engaging, I start wanting to know how it ends. And I'm the type at some point, if I progress too slowly, I start spoiling myself, because I can't wait anymore to find out.
You just start reading reading other people's experiences of the game and stuff.
Yeah, and no, sometimes I just straight up look up. For example, is this character a traitor? Because I have suspicion.
Just like literally going straight to the spoilers.
Yes. No, so I would prefer slow and steady, but I'm
out of
too
necessity.
impulsive.
And yeah, you know, that's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah. And then like on the second playthrough, I usually take my time to do like all the side quests and everything.
Yeah. Are you not playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom right now though?
Yes.
Did you rush through the main story then? If you
No.
No.
No, that's really hard on that one too, because I want to know what happens, but I just know it would feel like a waste if I don't explore the world.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, that game is so big and so long that if you don't go straight like through the main story, it's going to take a while.
Yeah, I did actually. One of the first things I did was look for most of the. Oh god, what are they called? The geoglyphs, like the drawings.
Yeah, those gives you a lot of story, right?
Yeah, and those scenes are so good. So I just looked for most of them from the sky.
Seems like a very smart approach.
Yeah, but I waited so long for that game. I'm trying to take my time with it.
Yeah, you know, that's also a good point. If you have like a highly anticipated game, like if let's say Kingdom Hearts 4 ever came out and stuff like that for you, I guess that's like selected games where you would choose to take your time instead of rushing.
Yeah, but then there's also always like, since I'm on Twitter a lot because of reasons, there's always the chance of getting spoiled, which is
but I will say with this like new Zelda game, Twitter hasn't really, I haven't seen like story spoilers on Twitter because people just keep on posting the crazy stuff they're building.
They're too busy roasting the Koroks to post story spoilers.
Yeah. And if you guys listening or watching haven't seen it already, in the newest Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom, they added a lot of building features and building mechanics. So people keep on building crazy stuff. Like I even saw someone build a chicken roaster with a conveyor belt, where like they put a chicken in like a box and they activated a conveyor belt where grilled chicken would come out.
Can you actually see?
Yeah, like, did you expect ever that you were gonna see a Zelda game with a chicken conveyor belt? It's like, wow.
You can do anything and whenever you want to do it.
Yeah. People are building like mechs and like crazy vehicles, hover bikes. I love the hover bike, by the way. So it's
I love
like
everything.
Yeah, it kind of gotta love as well that they're not posting spoilers on Twitter. They're posting stuff, so it's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a really good game. I would recommend everyone to play it. Like, even if you didn't play Zelda games, since it's so different from a lot of Zelda games, I think it's perfectly fine to play it.
And I would say, like, even if you haven't, like, it's a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. It's like the previous Zelda game on, like, that type of Zelda game on the Twitch. But I would say, like, still, even if people haven't played Breath of the Wild, you could definitely still, like, jump into the second game.
Yeah,
just by
I feel like
maybe reading like a short summary of the first one, and that's like all you need, really.
Yeah, especially if you play Breath of the Wild first, if you haven't done it yet, and then you immediately play Tears of the Kingdom after. I think that's not a good idea because the games are pretty similar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And they do repeat some features like the armor. There's a lot of, like, I think most of the armors or all the armors from the last game are back. Of course, some new ones, but I think most of them are like things that existed in the previous one. So they're definitely like repeat features. But I would say overall, like so far, even though I haven't finished it, like with all the building and fun stuff they added in Tears of the Kingdom, it's probably like the stronger of the two titles.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
the more
for
options, the better. And the story is already so much better.
yeah, but no, we're not going to spoil anything, Chad. If you're wanting to play it through it yourself,
play it.
And when it comes to like stories in games, when there are decisions, do you like role playing in games and making choices as a character you have created, or do you usually just make choices that you yourself would make?
Probably me myself. Wait, that's a hard question. I think it depends on the type of game. Like, if it's a character where you like to have to create your own character in a character creator, right?
Yeah.
Then I would just do it as self-insert and just
just
like,
create
myself.
yourself. Yeah.
But if it's like an already established character and you just have to make game-changing choices, I would try fitting the character.
Oh yeah, interesting. Have you can remember any games like you have played of the like the one where you are a character? Is Kingdom Hearts?
No, Kingdom Hearts is completely linear. There's no choices usually.
Oh, you actually don't make any choices. That's interesting. Yeah. There's definitely
yeah,
like pros and cons. I would like.
Yeah, there's like also a lot of games. For example, I'm a fan of the Tales of series, which is very JRPG, and there you can make choices. But those choices, oh no, it's not that one actually. It's a different one.
Yeah, but it's the same series, right?
No, the other one, Tales of. But no, I think it's similar in that one.
I grabbed the wrong picture.
A lot of JRPGs, they have those friend points. Like, if you make a decision, some characters will like you more and others will like you less, depending on which choice you make. So sometimes I also just look up guides and see which of the choice gives me more points.
Yeah, sometimes that's definitely fair, because there is games that will like lock you out of certain scenarios and certain characters, and even like, let's say games that have like romanceable routes, you do not want to get locked out of romancing your favorite character, for sure. Yeah,
you just say what other people want you to say.
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to gaming in general, single or multiplayer games for you?
Single
player?
All the way. Yeah, I'm a single player at heart. Yeah, I often struggle to find multiplayer games. I mean, of course, I play a lot of Nintendo multiplayer, like Mario Party and that kind of stuff, which you play with your family.
Yeah, the Mario and Sonic game you mentioned previously as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Mario Kart. But otherwise, I always struggle a bit to find games because I was never a PC gamer. I didn't grow up with PC.
Console gaming, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a complete console gamer.
And to be fair, I think like in the recent years, like a lot of console gaming is also like online, but definitely like in the early console gaming, I think a lot of people were playing single player games mostly. especially if you're like into the RPG franchise. I think like people like console gaming that is multiplayer maybe previously was like a lot of fighting games and stuff, but yeah, and also of course like other franchises as well, but yeah, RPG often tends to lend to single player for sure.
Yeah. Oh, but I did play a lot of Smash Bros as a kid.
Ah,
with my
Smash
friends.
Bros. Yeah, that's a great game to play with friends. Is there any like recent multiplayer games you have enjoyed though? Because there are a lot of great ones out on.
I played Super Bunny Man recently.
Oh,
With that count.
that one is cute. Yeah.
It is, right? Yeah. And also Bread and Fred.
Oh yeah, the penguin one.
Yeah, it's a bit like getting over the Jump King, but with penguins. It's so cute.
Yeah, that's what I love with like a lot of the modern multiplayer games, is that there's a lot of like two-player like more like indie multiplayer games nowadays, and definitely didn't have that like years ago. And there's so much variety, so there's definitely a little bit for everyone in multiplayer games nowadays.
Yeah, I was also recently talking to Erika about Minecraft, so I want to get into Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft definitely like a very great like a single player multiplayer mix game, because even if you're playing on a multiplayer server, a lot of the times it still feels like playing a single player game, but the world sometimes will like change because the people that are on the server might like play when you're not live, and suddenly you will go back like in the town maybe like all of you are building in, and there'll be new stuff there. So it's definitely like a very there are like other game types that are like that, but I would say like Minecraft is very unique in that way. It's very nice.
Yeah, I really want to try it out. I did say when the update comes out, right?
Yeah, and doesn't if you didn't know, Chad and listeners, I think the new Minecraft 1.20 update, it releases in like 4 days on the June 7th. I thought it was later. I thought it was like later in the summer or in the fall, but I checked it yesterday. I was like, wait, it releases like in less than a week? It was really shocking. Yeah. You tried playing Minecraft multiplayer, your house was gone the next day. Yeah, the chat brings also up a good point. Playing multiplayer in Minecraft can be a little bit risky because other people can steal your stuff.
No, I don't share.
Don't share?
No.
You gotta put traps around your house then, because you know sometimes if you have a lot of good items.
Oh, I'm good.
And also just sometimes it's a mess with you. People will like take your stuff if you're playing on a multiplayer server.
Don't mess with my stuff.
Oh gosh, yes,
There it is.
Yeah.
Be careful what you do.
Yeah, for sure, be careful. I've had people on servers just like put some of my stuff and take it away, but they didn't technically steal it because they put it in my house, but just like underneath the flooring
for you.
And hid it and made like annoying sound traps and stuff, and I've fallen for other people's pitfall traps. There is a lot of shenanigans that can be done in multiplayer Minecraft, so just like watch out if you start playing it.
I'll just beat everyone up, that's fine.
Or just hide your good stuff.
No, offense is the best defense, as they say.
True. And when you do play, I suspect I already know the answer to this since you like console gaming. But when you do play, do you prefer a controller or a mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, the controller. Like sometimes I play games with my friends on PC, and for example, Stanley's Parade. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like playing with controller, and one of my friends screamed, "Why are you playing with controller? Just use the freaking keyboard!" And I'm like, I can't. My fingers. I just don't know where to reach and stuff.
Yeah, it really becomes like a strong habit, I think, if you've been console gaming your entire life.
Yeah, and if you're not used to the WASD controls and stuff, then it can be a bit hard. I also tried Genshin on PC, and I tried to play with keyboard, but I just couldn't. My fingers don't remember. There's no muscle memory.
Luckily, PC gaming like does support most controllers nowadays. Do you have like a favorite controller then? For either?
Probably the PS4 controller.
PS4 controller, yeah, that one's really comfortable. Have you tried the PlayStation 5 controllers?
No, not yet. They look cool though.
Yeah, I will say they have like pretty. I really like the vibration mechanics and stuff. I think they're really like well done on the consoles. Like they're really like adaptive to the gameplay.
Oh,
feels
is
like
it HD Rumble?
yeah, the rumble stuff. Yeah. And the way like the triggers work, at least I feel like very satisfying like pull if you're playing a game that has like any type of like shooting mechanic, like even if it's like bow and arrow or magic. This is a very satisfying to controller to use in general.
Oh, you know, like another control type, which is not really used a lot more these days, but I used to use it a lot as a kid. Motion control.
Motion control, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta love
to use it a
you do
lot.
have it on the Nintendo Switch though when it comes to like it uses it for like aiming a lot.
Yeah, I don't really use it on the Switch anymore because the Switch usually gives you the option to not use it since people kind of hate it. But yeah, I remember playing on the like everything had it right on Nintendo. The Wii had it and the 3DS had it, and it made shooting and stuff a lot easier.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. I like personally I currently use it on like Zelda currently for bow and like the bow and arrow shooting. It's very nice. It's like it gives a very precise aiming. So motion controls are not to be underestimated for sure.
Yeah, they're fun if they're not forced onto you.
Yeah, you definitely should give be giving an option to opt out of it if you don't want to. I feel like there's a lot of like those type of like controls that if games did let you customize it, at least people have an option to do that. And when it comes to buying games, do you prefer buying physical or digital games?
Okay, overall physical, but these days I'm too lazy to go buy them, so I just buy it digitally. Or for example, I have Tears of the Kingdom 2 times. One time I bought it on the Japanese eShop so I can play it the day early. Yeah, and the second time I ordered it physically just so I can have it. Because the thing with digital games is you don't really own them, right? Like at some point, if they decide to lock your account or whatever, they're gone forever.
Yeah, that's very true, very true.
Yeah, but physical, you can lose them or...
Yeah.
It's hard.
For sure. I think I have some DS games that I used to have that I don't know where they are anymore. They're probably lost, like not in my apartment. It's like years.
I have a digital. Also have the problem of space. For my PS5 has been full for ages, and my Switch is full now too, even though I have an SD card in it.
Yeah, what's nice with PlayStation though is that like usually you will have an online account that keeps like all the games, and you can like download them and remove them and stuff. So.
That's effort. That takes
effort. It does take more management. You have, that's not something you often think about with gaming, but especially with console and also with PC nowadays, is that the games just keep on getting bigger and bigger. And I would like say an extreme case from recently. Actually, we can compare two cases here. You have Star Wars Jedi Survivor. You might have heard about that one, even if you haven't played it. Yeah, recently released. It's like a AAA game title, big open world on like both PlayStation and PC and stuff. And the install size for that game is around 150 gigabytes. It's huge. Yeah, it's ginormous.
On PC?
Yeah, I think on PC and on PlayStation, it's absolutely huge.
Oh, that's terrible.
For comparison, a lot of like I think the newest Resident Evil 4 remake, which like it's not the same open world title, but still like it's like 40 gigabytes or something. Yeah,
that's normal. I'm usually thinking around 50 for big games, but 150.
Yeah, and in comparison, I think the newest Zelda game, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, I think it's like 16 gigabytes.
Yeah, like Nintendo somehow always manages to make it small.
Yeah, so definitely nowadays you think like console inventory management is a thing, and I kind of not a fan of that.
Yeah, and it's not even just on console, also mobile games. Genshin, for example. I recently wanted to update the game on my PS4, not on my PS4, on my PC, and it was like 70 gigabytes update. I look at like what? What is all of that?
Yeah, it's a pain. Like you gotta wonder like, did it not do well enough of like an optimizing the game and like removing stuff? Like I actually like looked this up a little bit after learning about Jedi Survivor size, and I think like sometimes the issue is that like they haven't like optimized it enough or there's like stuff they can do to like mitigate it. But it might also be a case that like some of the newer game titles are just so big. They're just like, there's just like so much graphics and stuff that they keep on adding, which is of course great when you're playing it, but it's awful for your storage space.
Yeah.
And that definitely like adds like an element of like time constraint when you say like you feel like, oh, I have to finish this game quickly because when I'm done with it I kind of want to remove it from my PC or my console.
Yeah, right. And like maybe sometime you're looking like, oh, okay, which game do I play now? Oh, I want to play this, and then it says, oh yeah, you need to download this for 30 minutes. Then I'm not gonna play it, and
yeah, it's definitely a hurdle, and it also like I guess makes some games less replayable. Because, like, for example, like, definitely for sure for me, I have the Jedi Survivor on my PlayStation, and I know when I finish it, I'm going to be uninstalling that right away to free up some space. And that means that I might not go back and replay it as much, for sure. I don't know if you feel the same way, if there's any, like, huge games. And I think there's also, like, some of the big, like, multiplayer games. I don't know which one it is, but I think I've heard some games like Call of Duty or Apex, so I don't remember which one it was, but I know some of them are like bigger in sizes, and those are the kind of games like if you're not like really into them, you might like play them occasionally. But if the game sizes are huge, you don't always want them to like live on your computer because you need that space for other stuff.
Okay, so physical all the way. Even if you need to go to the shop to get it or wait a few days.
And that is the same time where I say that I buy almost all of my games digitally, because buying physical games also means you have a shipping time often.
Yeah, and then you need to switch the games. Like, you have to put them away, and then
you have to actually
you have to grab it again.
Switch the game cartridges. Who has time for that? See, there's a lot of like talk about like physical digital games, but definitely for sure like having those physical copies, having that like the nice cover art and stuff, it's like almost like an art piece.
Oh, do you know what I miss in physical games?
Oh, what?
The guidebook thingy.
Oh, the little guidebook. Yeah.
Again, Kingdom Hearts, but I had the guidebooks for thingies for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on PS4 and on PS2. Oh god, it's PS2. And I read those so much as a kid. They just made me so happy, and they were so cute. And other games too, I missed them. I mean, it's good for the trees, but I still miss them.
Yeah, good for the trees, but they were so cute though, and some of them had like really nice art and like tips and tricks and stuff. Like, it kind of wish like even they could have make it like only like 3-4 pages long, but like a tiny little pamphlet, a tiny little thing in the game cartridges would be really nice.
Yeah, these days there's just nothing, just a promo code usually, something like that.
Yeah, promo codes and stuff. Yeah, chat chiming in here. PlayStation 2 guidebooks for the peak of gaming content.
Right? Yeah, I agree.
Doesn't Tears of the Kingdom have a guidebook? I think sometimes nowadays you can buy like legendary and like extended editions of games and stuff, which are usually more expensive, but a lot of them will come with like extra stuff, which is sometimes like art books or guidebooks.
Yeah, then they cost double the price. And
sometimes it's like also way more than double the price. Also, depending on like what you get with like a legendary or like.
Yeah, I really wanted to get the Tears of the Kingdom special edition, but it was immediately sold out. Like,
that's also a factor. Some of them are like limited supply. They only make a certain amount, and then they're like, oh yeah, sorry, we're just out.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. When it comes to gaming, I think I already know the answer to this, but do you have a preferred gaming platform, and is it maybe console?
Okay, so this is just between PC and console.
Also mobile.
Oh, okay, so not like PlayStation or Switch or Xbox.
No. You can say your preferred console afterwards.
Yeah, that would be a bit harder, but overall, it's definitely console. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have a hard time choosing between the Switch and the PS4 because like I love the Switch and the portability, right? But it's also weaker. But then again, they're kind of releasing a PS5 Switch now, so I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been like anticipating or waiting for or hoping for like a stronger or like Switch 2.0 basically, like
Yeah,
more
we
stronger
needed
Switch. Like how long has it been since the Switch originally
6 years.
released? Yeah, 6 years.
6 years.
Actually, we're actually pretty long now. So maybe let's hope that it will get like a stronger one. But still, like the Switch, like Tears of the Kingdom, looks amazing. If I'm being
it runs
honest,
super well
like,
too.
looks amazing, runs well. Didn't see like a lot of. I don't think I've seen a bug so far. Like maybe sometimes there's a little bit of a long load time occasionally in Tears of the Kingdom, but yeah,
Yeah, I think the first party games are less of a problem and more the third party games where the original developers don't want to downsize their game to fit it onto the Switch.
Yeah.
So a stronger Switch would be really nice. I'm just a bit scared that Nintendo is gonna be like, all right, time to do something entirely new and just throw the concept out of the window again.
Oh, I do hope they keep, like, if they make like a new console, I do hope it's like a Switch 2.0 because I really do enjoy the Switch console. And as you say, the portability is really nice. You can just play your like console games on an airplane on like the same console, which is amazing. Yeah. Just put the PlayStation and Switch together. You know, a Nintendo Switch with like the PlayStation Power capabilities, that would...
They should just work together forever, Nintendo and Sony. Oh, do you have a Steam Deck? No,
I do not have the Steam Deck. No. I don't know if you...
I think if I had that, I would play way more games on PC. Because I could just play in bed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If you do love like the portability aspect, that's definitely right. And there's a lot of like indie games on PC that probably would work really well in like a portable format. And that is also one thing that is nice about the Nintendo Switch console is that they do have like there's a lot of like indie games on there, which is really nice. And there's a lot of like indie games that end up getting Nintendo Switch versions.
Yeah, that's true. And there's also just some games that I prefer playing on handheld compared to on the big screen.
Yeah. For sure,
like small puzzle games and stuff.
Yeah, small puzzle games are nice. And like a really small, like, I know there's like a game called Forager, which I have like way too many playing hours on the Switch. If you haven't played it on the Switch, do not play it on the Switch. That's like a gaming addiction waiting to happen.
Oh no, not another one, please.
Yeah, not another one. There is way too many addicting games out there where you just like play for 5 minutes and then you look at the clock and oh no, it wasn't 5 minutes, it was 5 hours.
Leave of Zelda every day.
Yeah, Zelda definitely a time sink. That it's so much fun, but also such a big game.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop. And like today I wanted to dedicate myself to exploring a certain area. I didn't last long. I got distracted, I fell into a hole, and then there was that.
Yeah, you fell into a hole, and there's actually a surprising amount of, like, holes that leads to giant caverns in that new Zelda game.
Right? I think I spent over an hour yesterday just running around in the same cave. It just didn't end. I was like, okay, after this cave, I'm gonna stop playing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you like find other paths in the cave, and the cave never ends. I also love that we're just like constantly going on tangents about the new Zelda game.
That's all it has to be.
It does say something about like how solid of a game they have made this time. And like, I don't think either of us have even finished it, right? You haven't?
No,
have you?
Not even close.
Yeah, not me neither.
Not even close.
I had a goal to like finish it by the 22nd, which is like when the new Final Fantasy game releases. But I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. It's way too long.
Time for endurance stream, not stopping until I finish Zelda.
Yeah. But did you also enjoy the PlayStation, right? The PlayStation console?
Yeah, mainly because of the game selection. Because they have a lot of JRPGs and stuff, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, they have a really good selection of RPG games, and like I also like some titles that aren't like not even on PC. So I feel like the PlayStation is definitely like a really solid game console, especially nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. The only one I can't get behind it all is Xbox. I used to have an Xbox 360, but aside from Kinect, which was pretty cool, I never used it.
Yeah. I feel like Xbox often has like some other genres of games. Like they have a lot of like Halo is like a very good game series that is really popular, but you have to like that genre of game to, I think, like enjoy a lot of the stuff that is on Xbox.
Yeah, I think the main reason I never played Xbox because the game genres just aren't for me.
Yeah, for sure. And when you do a game, this might be something that there's not a lot of. Or to be fair, there is like game achievements on PlayStation. But when you do a game, What do you think about game achievements, and do you usually go for them?
Do you mean like collecting everything or beating super hard secret bosses and stuff like that?
No, these are like the actual like achievements. Like the Nintendo Switch didn't have them as far as I know.
Oh, you mean trophies?
Yeah, like trophies and achievements. On PC, they're often called achievements, but like on PlayStation, you have like the trophies you often get for like bosses. Some random ones you will get by just doing the story, but then you have like other trophies you get for like 100%ing a game and things.
Yeah, honestly, unless they're in-game, even when they're in-game, I don't really do it. I think I've only platinumed one game on my PS4, and that was only because if you did that and sent a letter to, like, not a letter, an email to the developers, you got a special background theme for your PS4.
That's some real dedication there.
Yeah, oh, and Kingdom Hearts 3, of course, because, well, that's... But otherwise, usually, not really, I don't have that much motivation to get everything.
Yeah, it's definitely something like I really like hearing people's answers to this question, because there's like so many games that go like way in on making game achievements, and especially on like PC games, like so many of them have like complicated game achievements, but it's like how many of us really do go for these achievements?
Do you go for them?
I think for me it's like the same as a lot of people that I've had on here say that like it's funny to get like the fun ones. The ones that have like fun names, and like occasionally if I see an achievement where like, oh, this one's really cool, I might go for it for a challenge, like if it's a challenging one, just for fun. But otherwise, myself as well, they're just kind of there.
I get it, yeah. Yeah, no, unfortunately, I don't have enough time. And then there's always new games releasing, so I can't focus too much on one.
Yeah, I guess if you're like, I think maybe if you're the type of gamer that's like very devoted to like one game series or like one game in particular, then maybe going for achievements and stuff is more rewarding because you are playing the same game. But when, as you say, like when there's so many games releasing, I don't always have the time.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're in-game shown, again, I don't even know where to check the achievements on Steam, I have to admit.
Oh, yeah.
On PS4 I know, but I usually don't check them unless they have a progression bar in-game. Then sometimes I feel like, okay, let's do it. And if they give me rewards, just the achievement itself is not a reward enough for me. I need in-game rewards.
Yeah. Sometimes there are like games that would have like kind of achievement stuff, but they're not always like, sometimes they're called like quests and things, like they ask you to do specific or like very random things, sometimes they're for rewards, and I guess those sometimes they call like achievements or similar things, but I think more people goes for those if they give you like actual in-game stuff and not just bragging rights, though the bragging rights can be nice sometimes.
They're pretty nice too, I agree.
Yeah, for sure. And when it comes to bragging rights, or maybe something else, is there a gaming moment that you're particularly proud of that you can remember? It can be beating a game that you're proud of, or just like a random thing you did in a game, just like we're like, oh yes, I just did this. Really cool.
I managed to. I wish I could say I managed to beat Jump King, but I didn't yet.
Oh
no,
I haven't either.
Oh really? That makes me feel better. Actually, it took me like 2 hours to get to the second area. I think. Okay, this is again Kingdom Hearts, but basically in Kingdom Hearts 3, there in the DLC, there's 13 super hard bosses, like really hard. They're really hard. It's very frustrating, and every single time I beat one of those, I was playing on the hardest difficulty, where you basically die in 2 hits.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Every time I beat one of those, the satisfaction I felt was actually crazy. It's similar to when you beat a boss in Elden Ring after just trying for so long. I think I'm most proud of myself when I go into a boss like under-leveled, and I'm obviously not supposed to be there yet, but I actually managed to beat it.
Yeah, that's the best feeling. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's when you're doing a real challenge. That's the reason why like playing challenging games or challenging yourself in-game, as you say, by like going in under-leveled. Like, even though you're not supposed to do it, and even though you might struggle for hours and hours,
right?
It's so
the longer you
satisfying.
Struggle, the better it feels at the end.
Yeah, you get your revenge.
The pain was worth it.
They might have killed you 100 times, but at least you got the final victory. Yes.
At least I got them one time.
Yeah, and that's the one time that matters because they don't respawn. At least sometimes they do respawn, but most of the time they don't.
No, the blood moon. It shines again.
Oh yeah, in Zelda. But the big bosses though, they still stay away. Hopefully.
Maybe. I don't know actually.
Maybe, yeah, me too. Have you seen, since we're always going back to Zelda today, you're going to have to bear with us listeners and chat, because Zelda is like, it's just been released, and it's very good. Have you seen those three-headed dragons?
I have! Oh my god! So, one of the first things I did when I started the game was go to Hylia Lake and to the bridge. And I was going from the wrong side. So, in the distance, I saw this fire burning. It was raining. I'm like, what am I looking at? Oh god, it's a secret. Let's go. And I was walking, and suddenly a fire beam shot me. And I died. I was like, eh. And then I tried again. And then suddenly there was this huge dragon. I'm like, am I playing Elden Ring now? What are you?
I think they're called like the Gleeoks, right?
Yeah, and they're terrifying.
I
also, yeah.
I only found one of them so far.
Yeah, same.
It was like in the only temple I've done so far is like the Arito temple up in the ice area. I don't know if you've been there yet.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, and there's
That's
like
the only one I've done.
Yeah, me too. We're probably like at maybe similar places right now in the game then, possibly. But I like started messing around in the ice area afterwards, and then I saw like a dragon in the distance, like in the ice area. I was like, ooh, can I fly down and like fight this dragon? And I flew down because I was like up in the sky and messing around. And I was starting fighting the dragon, and he one-shot me. I was like, yeah, maybe this is for later.
Yeah, and I've seen some clips on Twitter of people beating them, and honestly, I don't think I'm playing the same game as those people.
Ah, yeah.
Like, what are those pro gamer strats? People are so creative. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, and definitely since Zelda has added like a lot of like the building stuff, people are definitely utilizing some of that in like creative ways, especially when fighting those dragons I've seen.
Are you good at building stuff? Like those cars and everything?
I'm good at building weird stuff. Fantastical tiger engineering, you know? It's definitely an art form. And I'm sure it's very hard to imitate, and not because it's good. It's unique. Yeah, it's very unique. What about you? Have you built any cool stuff?
Let's just say I learned for the first time, or like I mean I've known like subconsciously, but apparently not obviously, that the tiles of a car are not under the platform. They're on the side.
Ah.
I was wondering why my car didn't work. It's because I put the what's it called? Tiles? No, not tiles. Like the spinning stuff. The wheels.
Yeah, wheels.
Yeah. I put them on the bottom, but it didn't drive. So I'm really bad.
I'm not going to say anything because there's like a mission who gave you a car and then you had to put like a steering wheel on it, and I put it so on the wrong way around. So to drive the car the right way, I was reversing.
Wait, how do you put it the wrong way?
The wheels, if you have seen the big wheels in the game, they actually have a directional arrow on them. So,
really?
So if you put the steering wheel on the wrong way on those types of vehicles, to actually go forward, you will have to like reverse. It's very weird. If you do it, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. This is the fantastical tiger engineering at work.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm noticing that there's a reason I didn't choose a physics or engineering major or whatever.
Yeah. And when it comes to great moments, is there a game that you remember for being the most satisfying game you completed?
It's gonna be Jump King soon, TM.
Jump King soon, yeah.
Jump King soon. I think it might be again like the DLC of Kingdom Hearts 3, just because of those bosses.
The hard challenging bosses.
Yeah, the hard super challenging bosses. Aside from that, I usually don't play super difficult games, so even strategy games, not really. So I think that's it for me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And when it comes to gaming, I like this a lot, because I feel like this is something you often think about when you like are actually sitting and playing a game. But then when you're not gaming, you don't really think about it a lot always. But is there any game features you would like to see more of in games? And I'm going to give you some examples here. A game feature can, for example, be weapon crafting, day-night cycles, puzzle solving, mini games within games, color customization on armor and weapons, and just more side quests. Like, is there anything like that you want to see more of in games?
I think like clothing customization is something I would want in way more games, because sometimes the main characters, they don't look very Gucci. They didn't get their clothes from Gucci. Like, it's
fashion.
showing.
We need fashion.
I need fashion. Like, maybe not character creator. I like it when I have a set character, but definitely changing the outfit and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes when you do change the outfit, you don't always get a lot of color options.
Right, yeah. And also sometimes when the stats are connected to the outfits, then you suddenly run around looking super ugly. Like in Zelda, for example, I have to put on the stupidest outfits just to have the effects work.
Yeah, at least you can't change the colors. They are like color dyes. Yeah, we need the drip for sure.
Yeah, but that doesn't help when you have like a super stupid mask on your face suddenly and you can't see Link's eyes anymore.
True. Yeah, that's how, I guess like maybe the feature you're wanting then is often, I think they call it transmog often, is when you can like put on an armor and then you have like a different armor slot. You basically have two armor slots, one for the actual like what gives you the stats and stuff, and then you can put on like another armor that's like looks only, and that's like what your character is going to look like.
Yeah, that's how every game should be.
I think a game that does that well, even though sometimes it can like be hard to like unlock it, is I think like the Monster Hunter games, for example, because they have a lot of amazing looking armors, and a lot of people like grind for the armors, but then like to min-max your character, like what's ideal for your playstyle, you end up with like a lot of like random armor pieces sometimes. So they have like a system often where you can like, okay, you have all these armors pieces that you're wearing and it looks messed up, but then you can have your separate armor for your fashion, which is really nice.
Yeah, I think for games like Monster Hunter, it's important to have some an extra option for the customization. Otherwise, you're gonna end up looking like me.
Yeah, I guess also especially since that game has like a heavy multiplayer aspect. And let's say like you have like one armor piece that is like almost mandatory in a lot of different builds, and you're going to see like the same people running around in the same weird armor. So then you have
you
need
also want to show off your fashion skills, right, to everyone else.
Yeah. And I definitely, like, personally for me, I wouldn't mind if you have to like grind for extra armor for the fashion armor. I don't mind that as long as there's a fashion armor option.
Yeah. Oh, another feature, pets. I like having pets. They don't need to have a gameplay mechanic. They can just like be there and be cute. And please let me pet the dog, Zelda. Please let me pet the freaking dog.
Yeah. We need the ability to pet animals in games, like not just as doggos, but animals in general.
Yeah. All we can do is roast the chicken.
Oh, that's so cursed. That's so cursed. You can carry chickens sometimes in games. You can carry them in Zelda, but
yeah, and you can hit them until they attack you. And then you die.
Oh no. Yeah, and especially like since nowadays, like so many games like make so cute animals. Like they're just getting like better and better all the time, I think, by making like animals look soft and cuddly and like huggable and petable, and they don't always let you pet them, which I feel like is a big crime.
I'm glad I have a dog at times like those, so I can at least pet something.
yeah, then you gotta go pet your IRL pets.
Yeah, the frustration, the cuteness frustration. When something is so cute, you go like, ah!
You're just dying.
Yeah, like, ah, you're so cute, I want to eat you.
I often look at my pets and be like, oh, you're just so cute. I'm just melting inside.
Right.
That does happen in games sometimes. Oh, just like things are just so cute.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to like game features, there's also game mechanics. And do you have any disliked game mechanics, or it can be like a most disliked game mechanic, or any just like you don't care for in general? And I'm going to give you guys some examples here as well. A game mechanic can be something like escort missions where the NPCs move slowly. unskippable cutscenes and conversations, quest items that you can't like get rid of from your inventory, missions on timers, grinding for exp, weapon durability, loot drop rarities, everything like that is like game mechanics. Is there anything you don't like?
Timers.
Timers.
I hate timers. I hate time pressure. It makes me so nervous. It's terrible. Oh god. Like as soon as there's a timer, even if it's super long, I start rushing and I start panicking. It's really bad.
Yeah. And I feel like timers is used so often in games.
It is. They want you to suffer. Freaking sadists.
I don't know if you ever done like I don't always mind timers. Like sometimes, like if it's used well, timers can be a little bit of extra of a challenge. But then other times it feels like they're adding timers just to like up the difficulty. Like for example, on like things like challenge arena battles, and to get like a gold medal, you have to like reach a certain timer.
Yeah, and it gets so frustrating when you just barely pass the time, but it's not enough.
For example, you're like, well, especially when the timer is like really strict, they tell you like, oh, you have to do a thing in under 20 seconds, and you get it like to like 20.01 second, and it's like, this is too much. This has to be under. That's very frustrating.
Yeah, so timers need to go. It's
it's
like writing an exam, and you know the time is ticking, and you're not gonna make it in time.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything other game mechanics you don't care for, or is that the only one you can think of?
I think that's the main one. There's probably a lot of stuff that annoys me when I play it, but this one drowns everything else out. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog bark, by the way. I think
Doggo. No, Doggo is just cute, you know. It just means he's lively. And then we come to, you know, people often have this, and I like hearing about it if you do have one. Do you have a least favorite game genre, and why? if you don't have a least favorite, it's also fine.
Shooters. I hate shooters. I'm sorry. I don't like Apex. I don't like Valorant. I don't like Overwatch. I don't like any.
Oh, that's interesting. Why do you not like shooters, Laphi?
I'm bad. No, like I don't know. First of all, I used to really dislike first-person games because it used to make me dizzy. I can play them by now, but so I was like, okay, maybe I can try Apex. So I tried out Apex with a friend because a lot of VTubers play them, right?
Yeah, like, okay, it's very popular.
Could be a good collab game. And I tried. I really tried, but it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Like League of Legends, I don't like it, but it's still fun in a way. But Apex, I just couldn't get into, and I don't know.
But that's totally fair. Like sometimes it's like not every game genre is for you, and that also like makes so probably your gaming backlog is smaller.
Yeah, I don't see myself choosing to play Apex over playing a nice story game or something, or even playing League. I would rather play League than Apex.
Yeah. What do you say about third-person shooters though? Because
I never tried them. Is Splatoon third person?
I would say a little bit, but that's also like kind of like a party game in a sense. I would say it's like very colorful, very but I think it like counts as a third person shooter.
Yeah, I don't know. I never played a third person shooter, I think.
Yeah, I think other more recent third person shooters are, for example, like these you can play on the PlayStation. Resident Evil 4, the remake, definitely like a third person action shooter with, of course, a little bit of horror since it's Resident Evil.
That's funny because my other least favorite game genre is actually horror games.
They probably should not play Resident Evil then. And especially Resident Evil 7 and 8, which are horror first-person shooters.
Yeah, the thing with horror is like, I would love to play them. I've gotten better with horror. I can watch horror movies by now. But, okay, to give you an example of how terrible I am with horror games, I was playing Little Nightmares, which is not even really a horror game.
I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah, and basically they have chasing sequences. And it's not really a scary game, but I just dropped the controller and I couldn't play anymore because I was so scared of the chasing.
You know, horror is not for everyone. I'm very easily startled. I'm also weak to horror, so I totally get how you feel. And then you also have another third person. I would count this as a shooter, like the Horizon series, Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah.
I played a bit of the first one, but was I shooting there? With
It's
arrow
bow and arrow.
right?
Yeah, it's like definitely
Yeah.
like a shooter, but it's not like with guns. But that's like the main form of combat. You do have some melee combat, like some close combat, but you definitely need to like utilize the shooting throughout the entire game there.
Maybe I should play it again. I don't know. I bought it when it was on sale, and I played for like 2 hours, and then I just stopped.
I will say,
don't know why.
especially like I haven't played the Horizon Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if that was the one you played, maybe.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, I will say I played the second one, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very, very good, like very good, like use of the environment, very beautiful, and the Robo Dino designs. Because if you don't know, Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn, everyone, that's a game series. It's like set in like 1,000 years in the future, I think, or like distant future, but like everything is like gone back to like tribal times. But there are robot dinosaurs, which is like what you spend a lot of the time hunting down. And there is some really awesome, cool robot dinosaur designs in that game, so it's a lot of fun. You can also hunt tiny bunnies, tiny rabbits and squirrels and stuff if you want to, and you actually need to.
The cute little animals. No.
Yeah, the cute little floofy animals, you do need to get them for parts and stuff.
But can you pet the animals?
I want to say no, but you can ride some of the robo dinos.
That's cool. That's cool then.
You have the possibility to do that. That's at least you know something fun you can do in between your murder dino rampage. Yeah, so definitely maybe so uncertain about third-person shooters then, but I think that they feel very different from first-person shooters for me.
I can imagine.
Yeah, also because like what's nice about third-person shooters is that you see the characters and you can like play around with the fashion again.
Yeah, I do prefer third-person games in general.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fun fashion to be had in games. Yeah. Also, chat bringing in a good factor here. Liking the fact that there's a story difficulty mode. Yeah. In Horizon, they do have like a story difficulty. Like they have like a different
for the noobs.
Yeah, like if you just
like
just like want to enjoy the story, enjoy like being an overpowered hunter. Then, that's definitely something like that. A lot of games are doing. Really well, I think, is like making some game genres and games more approachable for everyone by adding story options, so people that don't want to like spend a lot of time getting challenged can still enjoy the world and the environment and the story.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I used to make fun of my friend who always chose the easiest mode because I'm like, come on, where's the challenge?
Yeah.
But these days I'm like, okay, I don't have that much time. I just need to get past this boss here.
Yeah, definitely like the time constraints, and I think for me, totally don't know this because I did this myself, but you can adjust the difficulty mid-game in Horizon.
That's always good. It's always good to have choice.
Totally didn't use myself at a certain point in the game. I will say it was because of timers, though. It was because of timers that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a certain part of the game where they give you like a set of challenges that they put like they would have been very easily doable on like hard difficulty if they didn't have some of the craziest short timers I've ever seen in a game for challenges. So that's I definitely so actually when you said you didn't like timers earlier, my mind instantly like went to that moment in Horizon Forbidden West where I was like really fighting against the timer for hours and just finally gave up.
Yeah, I can see why it's just too much pressure. I already have enough pressure elsewhere. I don't need it in my game.
Yeah. And then we have here. Do you have a video game or series that you really enjoyed for the music, for something a little bit different from things we don't like to things we really like?
So there's again Kingdom Hearts. I don't know how well known Kingdom Hearts is for the soundtrack, but it has a really amazing soundtrack. Like the composer is Yoko Shimomura, who also made the music for Final Fantasy, I think 15, and and I think she also makes the music for 16. I'm not entirely sure, but she has a very recognizable music style with a lot of violins and piano, and there's just so many good soundtracks. But Kingdom Hearts aside, it's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorer of Sky?
Yeah, specifically Explorers of Sky, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I love the mainline games, but this one, I should have also mentioned this for the story because, again, a game that made me cry. It's so good. Did you play it?
I was about to say that actually this is the one Mystery Dungeon game I have played, and I was about to say like this is really great for the story. This is the one I would say like I love the Gen 5 Pokemon is my favorite Pokemon game because I really like. I think it's the strongest one for the story and like a lot of the characters and stuff.
I agree.
But I would say hands down, this like has the best story out of any Pokemon game I've ever played.
Yeah, it does, and also Grovyle is hard. You right?
I don't know if I would go that far, but I'm very happy for you. You can keep him. I love him as a character.
I love him. He's so cool. He's so cool. I love him so much. He's my hero. Yeah. Anyway, I like the game.
Yeah. And as I say, the music is very cozy. It's been so long since I played that, but I remember really thinking the music was like very cozy and very fitting for the game.
Yeah, and also it has some super emotional soundtracks.
Yeah, very like especially during the story moments.
Yeah,
like during the end of the story. We're not going to spoil anything, Chad, but it has like a very fitting music, and the story goes like very deep. You wouldn't think Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorer Sky, you're a Pokemon rescue team and stuff. That's not what you think. You're going to get like the really deep story that hits you hard, but this one goes really deep.
Expectations, what you just said. Reality, emotional damage.
Yeah, emotional damage.
Trauma for life. Wait, I'm just seeing on chat Hikaru Utada. Yeah, Hikaru Utada, Hikaru, she makes the opening songs for Kingdom Hearts. And she's such a good singer and the songs are so good. Kingdom Hearts music so good.
Yeah. Yeah, but I love your picks. There's so many great video game soundtracks out there. But then we also have great video game art. So do you have a game or a game series in general where you particularly like the art style of it? Like you might not even like the games or gameplay, but just like the art.
Wait, I had something for that. First Persona 5 again, like you've probably seen it, right? It's like super stylish.
Yeah, very
and
stylish anime
very
type
stylized.
style.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then there's also I didn't write that down, but The World Ends With You. The thing with that is that it's by the same like designer as Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
but it looks really different.
Kingdom Hearts Day.
Yeah, it's super stylized and it looks like a moving anime. It's just really pretty. Yeah. And aside from that, I think JRPGs in general often have really nice aesthetics.
Yeah, all of them have like, or not all of them, but a lot of them have like the, like kind of like anime adjacent styles, a lot of them, which is like pretty nice, very colorful, very colorful.
Yeah, I like it when it's a bit more stylized. Again, like Persona 5. Like Persona 5 just doesn't have nice graphics. The entire thing, everything is just a masterpiece. Like when you open the menu, there's a cool graphic.
Yeah, I've seen that.
When
like
you switch in the menu, there's a cool graphic.
Speech bubbles and stuff.
Yeah, even the speech bubbles move. Everything is just pretty. Oh, I know another one. I know my favorite game with the art. Okay, Okami.
Okami! Yeah.
Do you know Okami?
Yeah, I know it. I have seen gameplay of it. I haven't played it myself, but I know what you're talking about. That one has a very, very cool stylized art style.
It's so pretty. It looks like a Japanese painting that's constantly moving. It's so gorgeous. It's so old and still looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's very unique in the art style.
Yeah. Like, I can see why some people might not like it, but to me, it's super gorgeous.
I think like that's one of the games, like maybe you wouldn't go and play it now since it's older, but you definitely gotta like appreciate the aesthetic they went for.
Oh, it's still really fun though. It's kind of like Zelda games, and I think that's like one of the games I would recommend anyone to play. Honestly, it's just so good.
Yeah, for sure. And then, talking about things you love, do you have a most anticipated upcoming game? This has to be something that has been announced. It doesn't have to have a release date, but something that is like announced for upcoming.
So it was Tears of the Kingdom for quite some time, but that's
yeah,
out
of
now.
course.
It's Kingdom Hearts 4, which was announced last year.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the next trailer. It's already been over a year since the teaser.
Do they have a release date for that?
No, nothing. People like to joke that it's like 2035 or something.
2035? Oh wow, the suffering. I'm feeling like Hollow Knight Silk Song levels of suffering here.
Yeah. No, I'm positive that it's gonna release sometime within the 20s.
Yeah,
Maybe.
before 2030, we're going to hope for that. I mean, that's like it's 7 years until 2030.
Oh, God.
You would hope if they have already announced a game that hopefully they can release it in 7 years.
Yeah. But aside from that, I'm also pretty hyped for Final Fantasy 16.
Oh,
I know you're also looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, they already showed off a lot. I'm not sure how to feel about the graphics, honestly. Like, I think it looks worse than the Final Fantasy 7 remake and Final Fantasy 15. I don't know if it's just me, but
might
I was a
be
bit
preference and
confused.
stuff. For me, it like looks really cool. But I'm also someone who joins like games like Witcher 3 and God of War and like a lot of those like more realistic style art, and I think like they're leaning more towards that for me, which like I like, but it's like everyone has different art preferences for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that too. And when we're talking about Final Fantasy, also Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2.
Yeah, that
Because
one hasn't gotten a release date, right?
I don't think so. It's been 3 years, I think, since the first one. I just want more Sephiroth. Come
Yeah.
on.
we can like cross our fingers and hope for next week, which is the Summer Game Fest on June 8th. A lot of big game developers are like lined up to be there, and I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think some of the people behind Final Fantasy VII might be like, if that's what they're going to announce, I don't know. Maybe there's not just going to be another Final Fantasy 16 trailer there.
They
But
showed off so much already.
we can always just like hope that maybe they'll give us a release date.
Yeah, I would love that because did you play Final Fantasy 7 Remake?
Final Fantasy 16 will actually be my very first Final Fantasy game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm not like a lot of the games in that genre has had like more of like a turn-based type style of combat, and that hasn't always been my favorite. I think I tried playing 10 back in the day, but this one is like going more action combat, which is like a lot of my favorites. So
Yeah.
That's why
I
I'm
do
looking forward to
recommend
that.
if you're ever done with 16, then I do recommend 7 Remake though, because that also has an action-based system.
Yeah. And it does look very good. I feel like even though those of us that haven't played Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 7 is so iconic, and the characters from there is so iconic, and like a lot of them have like even been in other franchises and stuff. So definitely game series to like heavily consider
I didn't play
playing.
the original either, but it was such a crazy experience. They put so much love into that game.
Yeah, for sure. So let's cross our fingers we'll get a release date for that one.
Sephiroth, come back to me.
And then we also have this, which is a fun question I like including. What is your ultimate wished for game? No matter how unrealistic it might be, what is a game you want to have in the future?
Oh god, wait. What for example? Like what kind of game? Do you mean like
it can be like a crazy
or...
crossover or something you want,
Crossover?
or like maybe something you've seen in like someone mentioned previously on this talk show, like a certain anime, like there's a lot of these like this fantasy game based animes, and like maybe like something you've seen from there you want to make into a game, or just like a book series you want to have a game adaptation. It can be anything.
I have one, but this is so unknown and so niche that it's gonna be super anticlimactic.
No. That's why it's fun.
Okay, so basically, there's a game called Tales of Symphonia, which is one of my favorite. It's another JRPG. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I've always, for over 10 years, I've wanted a prequel of that, which explains like some of the events that happened thousands of years
Oh.
before the game, with characters that are in the game, but like with their background story. I've read fan fiction
Oh.
about that, and I just really want that.
Want that to be a reality? Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I love to hear this because everyone has such different answers for this.
Yeah, this is just something I would like so much, and they would be able to make money with it. The game is pretty popular.
Yeah, I've definitely
it's
like
so
haven't played it
niche.
myself, but I've heard about Tales of Symphonia and like you do see prequel games occasionally, so
Yeah,
you know,
right. So
the
they
hope
should
is
make
there. Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, and like I'm trying to think of a crossover game because there's probably something. I think they should put Link into Genshin there.
Link into
not a
Genshin.
game.
I mean,
Yeah.
didn't they already put Aloy from Horizon
exactly,
into
exactly.
Genshin? So
Yeah, it's not super off the table.
yeah, I think probably he would like actually fit more into the game than Aloy did because Aloy like
yeah.
the game she comes from has more of a realistic style, but Link is already like I think more in the cartoonish style of like
Yeah.
Genshin. that would be pretty cool.
Oh wait, this doesn't have to be realistic, right?
Yeah, it can be unrealistic, whatever.
I want the full dive mechanic from Sword Art Online, and then I wanna play Pokemon games, and I just wanna be in full dive in the Pokemon world forever and never wake up again.
Oh.
I want to switch realities, please.
Oh, that sounds really cool. Yeah, just like a complete like there's like a lot of this in like in manga and anime nowadays where they have like those capsule where you basically like you go into the game, and some of them are like even you can like taste the food and like feel the hurt if you get hurt. So I guess you want that with a Pokemon game.
Yes, please. Like I've always wanted to live in the Pokemon world. As a kid, I remember I would like put a letter onto my window thingy, and I wrote, "Dear God, please, I've been a good girl. Please teleport me to the Pokemon world when I'm 10 years old. Thank you."
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. And
Never happened.
the Pokemon world is an amazing place. So who wouldn't want to live there? I mean, let's not think about like how the bug Pokemon and stuff would look like if we have them IRL, or like the some of the poison and ghost Pokemons and stuff, and how they're like made out of children, the dead spirits of children, and a lot of the stuff that you read in Pokédex entries. Let's just forget about that and remember all the cuddly Pokemon. We only remember the wholesome stuff.
I just remembered, I think one of my favorite Pokemon is Ninetales. I think, didn't it have this thing going on where it steals souls or something and puts them into its tail?
That seems on point for Pokédex entries for sure.
Or the I forgot the name, but the Pokemon that's a puppet, and that used to be a puppet and an abandoned toy or something, and then it turns into a ghost and haunts its previous owner for... Okay, never mind, actually. I take it back. I don't want to go there.
And like the you know the cuddly balloon ghost Pokemon with like the silly arms. I think like technically like he just like goes around grabbing children and like flying up in the sky and never see them again. There's so much cursed Pokédex entries.
You just want to destroy this for me, don't you?
No. Like it's still like they differ from game to game. So if you gather like all the nice Pokédex entries across all the games, I guess that's the world we should all live in.
I mean, it works in the Pokemon anime, right? So
yeah,
it should work for us.
I really think like, did you see the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that like I think showed like what a realistic Pokemon world could look like, and it still looks really, really cuddly and wholesome.
Yeah, true. Except for like the underworld battles where they just like where Pikachu fought against the Charizard.
The Fight Club, Pokemon Fight Club. Yeah. You know, I feel like if Pokemon was IRL, that is also something you might see happen.
Yeah, the PETA would go crazy.
For sure. And then this is an interesting question for you. What inspired you to start gaming content creation, or what is currently inspiring you to do gaming content creation? You can choose if you want to answer both or one of those.
Yeah, I think it's because I don't have any other hobbies. No, so like I've always wanted to be a Let's Player. I started to watch Let's Plays when I was super young, mainly German Let's Players, and I always wanted to do it, but I didn't have a PC or a laptop, so I couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
But I would basically, when I was so young, I would just sit in front of my PC, play Pokemon. I would just narrate to myself for hours upon hours. I was playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I would read everything. I was voice acted, destroying my voice. I remember I was voicing Darkrai like this.
Oh.
I was just talking like this. So voice acting everything. So yeah, basically when I found out that that is something I can do, like in the form of streaming in this case, because Let's Plays are kind of dead these days. But yeah, I just knew that's something I want to do. I love games. Games love me.
That is so wonderful.
So...
I love that the small Laphi was already a Let's Player at heart.
Yeah, that's also why I think I'm pretty pro at just talking to myself for hours without even noticing what the heck is going on.
But I think that's also like a good tip for people that want to get into Let's Plays and stuff. Is like because sometimes when you start out as a streamer, you don't always have like a big audience, and you like have to be able to like bounce off yourself and just like keep this talking constantly. So starting out, like you already like were like doing some big training for like by yourself, is like being able to like narrate a game when you're just playing by yourself. So I think like definitely you're already like big brain. Yeah.
I do think that's the best advice. Just talk to yourself. Don't care about what's going on. Just talk and talk and talk and talk. And if you don't know what to say, just make noises. Just go.
Yeah, that's lovely. I love that. That's very, very cute. But now we also have a couple of questions here sent in by the viewers and listeners. So, do you prefer indie or AAA games?
That's a good question. I think overall, since most of the games I'm a really big fan of are AAA games, I have to say AAA. But I do love me some good indie games too. Like it's so crazy when you find a game that's barely ever spoken about and you start it just out of a whim, and it turns out to be a masterpiece and super good. So indie creators, ganbatte. You're doing great.
I also feel like a lot of the indie games are the games where you like really can play for hours and hours and hours, even though you like sometimes some of them like are really simple and you do like the same things over and over again, but they can be so addicting and so much fun.
Yeah If a game is good, it's good. Exactly.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Some people can make a lot out of very little resources.
And a lot of the games are like a lot of like this is probably a factor for a lot of people, is that AAA games do tend to be very expensive nowadays. And a lot of the indie games, you can like get a game where you can put in tons of hours for sometimes almost nothing. Like they can be very cheap sometimes.
Yeah, and like AAA developers are also often criticized these days for being lazy and publishing unfinished games because they want to push out the DLC.
True.
Again, there's some developers, like, for example, Zelda, obviously, which turn out amazing games, perfect finished games, but then there's also stuff that just, you play it and you wonder, why didn't they just wait another year to release this?
Yeah, for sure.
And then you know why. Money. Money.
Definitely. And then this is actually, for those of you that don't know, this is a Kingdom Hearts specific question, so this is probably someone that knows you, Laphi, and knows that you like Kingdom Hearts. Organization 13, you can probably explain better than me what they are, and I'm going to get a picture on screen here for everyone.
All right, everyone, take out your nerd glasses and sit down, because this is gonna take So, Organization 13, they're a bunch of nobodies. A nobody is the person, it's the shell left behind by a person when they lose their heart and they don't have feelings and stuff like that. They're basically the antagonists of Kingdom Hearts 2, okay? And wait, let me get out of the way. My favorite is... wait a second. Oh, yeah. It's Zigbards, the dude right above my head with the eye mask thingy right over my horn.
Oh, let me see if I can like zoom in here on this picture.
He has a really, really, really nice voice, and he's kind of he's like.
I don't know where this picture went. It just zoomed out of the overlay. It zoomed out of the overlay. Yeah, we're not seeing that picture anymore. You can Google the character if you want to know.
I'll describe him to you. He has beautiful black gray hair and yellow eyes and an eye patch, and he always says, As if, and he makes fun of you, and he's super sassy and snarky, and he could, he's perfect.
Yeah. Is he a husbando as well for you? Or just
He's
a
a bit
favorite?
old for that, but
Old.
yeah, Erika, old. I think you'd like it.
No, we were not talking about my taste in husbandos and waifus here, and Chad also doesn't know anything about my husbando and waifu taste yet.
Okay. Yeah, no, I won't take him. He's like, I mean, I love him, but I don't want to husbando him.
Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes you just have like characters in games that you absolutely love and adore, but they're not necessarily husbandos for you.
Yeah, but he's great.
Yeah. And then we have another question here. This was, I think, it was a little bit interesting, and I have some clarifications on this question. How do you usually buy games? And the clarification is, do you like usually just buy specific game titles, or do you go for things like game bundles or special editions, like for example, like legendary editions of games?
Okay. That really depends on how much I like a game. Like how much I'm willing to pay for it. For example, for Kingdom Hearts 3, I would have been willing to pay 250 euros for the special edition with the figures, but I didn't get it, so I just paid 90. For Zelda, I would have been fine with paying the extra special edition too, but I didn't get it again. But if it's a game I just casually enjoy, I tend to just go for the normal version because they do like to make them pretty expensive.
Do you go for the game bundles ever, or is it like always specific titles for you mostly?
It's always specific titles. I don't buy a game if I'm not sure that I want to play it.
That's fair. That's fair. What about like game sales though? I like. There's not always. I feel like sales on Switch is a little bit rarer, but like the PlayStation actually pretty frequently like hold bigger sales if you go on like the PlayStation
yeah,
webpage.
I love sales. I love sales.
Yeah.
The thing is just when I usually don't browse for games. So when I want the game, I want it now. Right now.
Yeah.
And if it's not on sale during that time, I am not going to get it.
Yeah, so you don't generally like seek out the game sales then when they're happening. You just like randomly get them if they are on sale.
Yeah, I mean sometimes when I get an email from Nintendo like, oh hey, we're having a sale, then I do check because Nintendo is really stingy, right? They don't do a lot of sales, especially not on good games. But yeah, usually I just
You know, that's totally fair though. And I feel like often like when you are buying games, it's like I think a lot of people often go for like specific game titles. And then
bundles exist.
Yeah. And then we have this little fun question here. Is there any free-to-play games you would recommend to people?
Genshin Impact, join me in gacha help. Thank you, please send help.
And also maybe not touch the gacha then, if you wanted to stay free-to-play.
No, I think aren't almost all free-to-play games gacha games these days?
I mean, I feel like even if they're not gacha, a lot of free-to-play games have like paid element, but some like I think a very fun free-to-play game to play with friends is definitely for sure Fall Guys.
Yeah,
and it doesn't really have gacha.
True.
You can buy cosmetics, but then you buy like specific cosmetics, and you could even like some cosmetic you can buy with like in-game currency you earn and you unlock by playing. But definitely a lot of free-to-play games have gacha elements.
Yeah, like I don't know if you guys like rhythm games, but if you do, there's a lot of free-to-play, I mean gacha rhythm games, but they're still fun even if you don't gacha, right? For example, I play a lot of Project Sekai and Bandori and Love Live.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Rhythm
then
games are always fun.
then you of course like isn't it for rhythm games you also have Osu, which is like totally
true. I actually
free,
never played Osu before, but it is free, true.
Yeah, I have actually played Osu. It's been years now, but that is actually free, and it's like I think like that game's like a big like community effort because the people that are making like the I guess like beat maps, quote unquote stages, quote unquote the things you play, those are like made by the community and stuff.
Yeah. Also, I guess like Tetrio, the Tetris website. So if you want to play Tetris with other people,
there's a lot of like the classic games like Minesweeper and Solitaire, and those games are also free. So I think that definitely like an aspect of gaming that sometimes you forget talking about is that there's a lot of free games out there that you should enjoy. You don't always have to pay games. You might need a platform on which to play those games though. Like the free games are usually on PC, and then I think some free games are on mobile as well. But the console games, I feel like, are very extremely rare that they are free, and those are mostly indie games on console.
I have another amazing free game, completely free to play. League of Legends. Install today, lose your soul.
Oh, the MOBAs, yeah, like isn't Dota 2 and Heroes of the Storm also free to play?
Yeah, but the thing is, so I'm a really casual League player, but I go by the motto, skins make wins. I have spent so much money on League even though I barely played and I don't even like it. Just because I need to look pretty when playing.
The fashion.
I need to be pretty.
Oh god, the curse of the fashion. Fashion is so good though.
Right, there's such pretty skins. But...
Yeah. That's I will say I only played League once myself, but I have like played Heroes of the Storm casually in the past. It was hard holding myself back from spending money there, but it definitely will like grind occasionally for events for fashion, because the fashion is life.
It's important to look pretty in game.
Yeah. Oh. Let me see here. And now we actually have the final question for today, and you can answer however you like. And the question is, what do you like most about gaming?
The story. It's the story and the characters.
For you?
Especially watching characters grow. Like, even if the story of a game isn't that good sometimes, just being with the characters, and you could say, oh, you can also just watch a movie or a series then. But with gaming, since it's so involved and you're actually like
you get a lot more immersed in the world and the story.
Yeah, you go through what the characters experience, and especially in JRPGs, just knowing, like, when you have this big fight and the turning point in the middle of the game and you beat it, and you are like, okay, I did this with my own hands. It just has more of an impact than if you just watch 5 episodes of one piece of the same fight, you know, or something.
Yeah. You're the one progressing the story, even in games that doesn't have like options. Like, not every game will give you an option. Some games will be really linear, but you are actually like moving the story forward. It's definitely very impactful on your experience.
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually funny because I don't like games that much where your choice changes absolutely everything. For example, Detroit Become Human, right? Where your choice changes everything, because I get paranoid and I want to get the best ending, so I just end up looking at guides. But talking just from a gameplay perspective, I think the most important thing for me is the battle system if it's a fighting game. And I'm very picky. Like, I do like turn-based a lot, but for action RPGs, because I'm a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, which has a great battle system, I'm super picky when it comes to the battle system.
Yeah, I also have a good point from the watchers here, from chat. You feel like you earn your story also. That's definitely an aspect for why the stories can often be so much more immersive and satisfying in games, is that you feel like you get the satisfaction of beating bosses, of progressing, and you like have taken the characters on this journey and like taking the journey along with them.
Yeah, but it's not even like a lot of games have self-insert main characters, right? It's not even, I don't even like that much, honestly. I prefer
you don't like the self-inserts? Okay.
Because I prefer it when they have their own character. And it's not like I think, oh, I'm this hot anime dude or this cute anime girl right now, but just being with them and seeing them grow.
You want to experience someone else's story, like not your own.
Yeah, it's like reading a really good book.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting viewpoint. I love that. And sometimes it's like, can be like this, at least for me, when it comes to like a very emotionally moving games, it can be easier and more, I guess, satisfying sometimes to like cry when you're experiencing other people's feels and not your own, and then it can be really nice to like just like get all the feels and cry some tears and stuff.
Yeah, and if they also have a banger soundtrack then that just tears at your heartstring, and every time you listen to it later on, it makes you cry again. That's also a really good plus.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of songs, not just from gaming, but also from like TV series and anime and cartoons and stuff, that definitely make some people teary-eyed because they were at like really emotional moments of games and stuff.
Yeah. What about you? Is it also, are you more into story or into gameplay when it comes to games?
I like, for me, it's definitely like multiple things. So for me, it's the challenge, and also the fact that you get to experience many different worlds and stories. So it can be like, for me, I can love a game for the world building and for like the environment and like the things, even though the story is weak. It's like, it definitely like, I love so many aspects of gaming that there's not like one singular for me, and I think that's also why I play like a big variety of games. Yeah. So there's
that's
like
good. It's good to like a lot of things.
Yeah, I think that there are games that I would rate like a 10 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10, even though the story might be weak. And on the other like flip side, there are maybe games that have such a strong story that I would rate them really highly, even though other elements are weaker. So there's like, depending on the game, I think it like changes a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a really good perspective too.
Yeah, and that's what I love about gaming, is that it's something where, like, no matter what you get out of it and no matter what you like about it, gaming is like really for everyone.
Right? No gamer is the same. Like when people say, oh, those gamers, but every gamer has such a different relationship to the games that they play.
Yeah,
and there's hardcore gamers and others.
Yeah, and people that just like casually enjoy it for the story, and people that only play mobile games on their phones. It's like
like my mom.
Yeah, they're like still like gamers, and for sure. And that's what I love about gaming, and how like gaming are evolving like right now, is that it's just like the gaming is so many different things. Yeah, for sure, and it means so many different things to like every single person.
Yeah, and there's so many people working behind the games, when the developers and stuff, who make it come together to what it is at the end. And they manage in story games to write actual stories and like characters and make them feel real. And I love games.
Yeah, and that's what like game development is also so fascinating, because it's like so many different professions and people are involved in game development. There's like people writing the story, people doing the character designs, people doing translations for localizations, and like product testers, marketers. It's like different, like a really fascinating and interesting aspect of gaming as well. Yeah, for sure. But I think this was that was our final question, everyone.
Question also.
Yeah, お疲れ様でした。I hope you had a good time, Laphi.
Yeah, it was so interesting. I wish I could hear more of your answers.
You're probably going to hear in the future. Oh my god, we're getting raided here.
Oh, hello.
We're getting raided. Welcome. Right as we're rounding out off, actually. Kotsubame. welcome raiders. Hi, I'm Erika Byakko, your white tiger VTuber. Welcome to the talk show that I have this time every Saturday, and also welcome to my to me and my lovely guest Laphi, who's a very cute unicorn VTuber today.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for raiding Erika. She's amazing. Please love her.
I'm supposed to be promoting my guest here, and also Cole. I don't know if you're in chat here. If you are, I hope you had a really lovely stream. I hope you get some nice relaxation done. I think it might be really late for Cole if I remember time zones correctly. So if it is late, I hope you get some good rest. If not, I hope you get some good food or
good night, Cole. What are you talking about? Want to recap everything?
Oh, there you are, Cole. Let me give you a wrench here. Oh, it's still early? Oh, it's still early for you. Okay, then I hope you get some good relaxation still. It's always good to relax after chat. Let me see here. Yeah. The different time zones always mess me up. It's a little bit hard sometimes to remember, like who is in which time zone, because that's also the fun with like gaming content creators and everything. It's like everyone is like all over the world, and gaming is like definitely something that like brings a lot of people together that you would never never talk to otherwise or never interact with otherwise.
Yeah, like look at us right now, and even like in multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Wow. And not even multiplayer games, also story games. Like I remember when I was super young, I went on forums. Back then we still had forums, if you guys remember that.
I think there are forums around today, but maybe...
Yeah, but no one really uses them anymore. I think most people just moved to social media, like Reddit and stuff. But like I played this mobile game called Chain Chronicle in 2014, and there was this forum, and I was just talking to people there all day. They're just in forum posts, just gathering points, and we were talking about this game, random game, people from all over the world, all ages, just having fun together. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, time zones are also a struggle. That's very true. But this is like, if you just came in here, this is actually where we're going to be rounding off today. And you know, I like but at the end of every stream I announce a guest for next week's stream. I usually will have like a thumbnail to show you guys ready made. I didn't get one made in time for today. That's totally on me. That's on me, chat. But next week the guest is going to be the lovely Kokone Yurikago, the hikikomori dream goddess from Re and You. So I hope you look forward to seeing Kokone here next week. But this was everything for today, everyone. I hope you had a great time with me and Laphi today. Make sure to check Laphi out. Look how cute she is.
Make sure to check Erika out. Look how cute she is.
You can find the link in the description on where to find Laphi, and she's very entertaining, so definitely go check out Laphi, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it was a joy to have you on here. and as for me, as always, I'll be seeing you guys on the next talk show next Saturday if you're only stopping by for that, or tomorrow if you're just stopping by in general. But this is it for today, everyone. So bye.
Thank you for watching.
Bye. Thank you for watching.
Bye.